Malakia, Aho, Ase, Namaste, Timbalesi Alo Dumare, Timbalesi Alo Fiogan. This is Shadow of Wolves, and welcome to my channel. I thank all of you, those with good intentions, those with hearts of love and of gold, the whole world. I thank all of you. I thank those who are watching this channel at this moment and those who are not. In this message that I'm sending to the world, for the spirits that are listening and not listening, for those anima souls, I'm asking for elevation and for prayers. I thank God Almighty above. I thank all of the creators of the universe as we have God Almighty. I thank God for giving me the ability and the health and the strength to be able to give my message today to you and further messages. In gratitude of the universe, we're going into part 3 of the Fairy Court. Now, all the secrets cannot be known. I don't even know all of them. And the ones that I do know that I'm given permission to talk about today, I will. And the permission not to, I cannot. I'll tell you something. The spirit and all the divinity is within you. We cannot always receive it from anyone else. We become followers before we become leaders. And what we learn is through the grace of God and through our spirits and our ancestors and beautiful beings as the fairies. Now, today in part 3, as we're going to talk about fairies little by little, and we're going to talk about energies as well as psychic energies and the different energies that will help us to be in touch with those who are interested in unveiling the secrets and understanding the fairies and the fairy court. Just as many other spirits exist, the beauty of the fairies exists very strongly. There are many circles here in Orlando, which I began with before making Santo and understanding Orisha, faith, and so forth. The first segment of spirits and of energy that I got to understand and I gravitated to, and everyone has their differences in what they believe and what they don't believe, and that's respected because we all have different courts within our astral. So the fairy court was the court that I loved and was so interested in the most. So in order to teach you, if you're interested in the same, in understanding fairies, to teach you this is to go outside in the forest, go in nature. Then you can welcome them little by little and they'll begin to trust you. Fairies do not deal with anything that has to do with you looking for them, searching and hunting. That's not what they're about. They'll come to you. When you walk through the forest and you feel the very wave and the wind breeze that touches your skin, that's a touch of a fairy. Fairies are so deep, yet in many different ways, in my opinion, they have been forgotten. They have come through in many different movies and many different channels and many different dreams. I remember I just spoke to a child of Yemaya, and he has a beautiful, beautiful spirit. I'm not sure if he wants me to mention his name, so I won't do that here. But that particular child of Yemaya had a dream with him. And I had a dream that we were in this beautiful castle with points and different windows. And in my opinion, it was the castle of the air fairies, in which we call the sylphs. And he was standing there with his sister. And he looked at this castle and he said, wow, what will we make of this? And we spoke about the different windows that were in the castles, one of gold hue. Well, come to find out, once I told him about this dream, he moved into a new place with his sister, and their astrology and their beliefs and everything that they understand within the Celtic wisdom, within the Orisha wisdom, is growing. That's what we're here for, guys. We're here to help each other to grow. We're here. I'm not the same person that I was 10 years ago. You're not the same person. Our skin, it sheds. We change, we evolve, we move through the help of the spirits. we went into the different segment of fairies. As you have the earth fairies, you have your personal gnome. That one is always with you, just like in Elegua. I'm not mixing the two, but I'm giving the synchronism so that you understand who fairies are. So earth fairies, as we were going through that topic, resides within us. Why? Because we are here, we are earthbound, we are gravitated. Okay? When we levitate, that's completely different in dealing with the air fairies. But I would like to teach little by little in understanding and giving you an understanding. As I'm teaching you, they're talking to me. So our communication is reciprocal. We are no better than one another. We all have our flaws as humans. We all have had our flaws as fallen angels or coming from different realms here to learn, because we are humans in a spiritual body, in a spiritual existence. Some of us have made agreements to be here. So alafia, aho, I say. Some of you star seeds have come from different realms and you agreed to be here. So as we go into this beautiful race of beings, do remember that there is the Seelie Court, which are the lighter energies of the fairies that trust us and that are willing to work with us, and the Unseelie Court, which is more of darker energies that really do not gravitate towards humans, and that needs to be respected, because there is a balance of both. There's a yin and there's a yang. And as they have their right to beliefs and whatever experiences they have been through with humans, we also have that right, as long as we all come together in respect of this planet. So now, with that being said, in going over the different energies, we will continue with the earth fairies. They are guardians of the north hemisphere. When you have a fairy boveda, which eventually I will share, but we're doing a little bit at a time, that fairy boveda, which is an altar, I'm sorry about that, boveda means altar, or your place or your shrine for your fairies. This particular, I set this up for you guys. I do have some of these energies that they reside here, and we'll get into that. But when you have your own altar, remember it has to do with the 4 cardinal points. So each fairy and each segment of fairies have to do with that energy. So when you set up, let's talk about the northern hemisphere of the fairies, which is the earth fairies. It's very, very important. That energy keeps us grounded, guys. That's where we meditate. That's where we go to the forest and we just listen to the music of the winds, listen to the music of the birds. As we spoke before, when a flower says hi and it's waving, or a plant, that's a fairy saying hello to you. I learned that from John Springer of Walkabouts. Not too sure if he has YouTube, but he needs that credit for that knowledge. It's very important. Also, there are different holes within the trees, and we will do a walkabout ourselves in the fairy forest. In little holes that you see in the trees, that's where fairies go in and out, because they love tween places. A tween place for a spiritual inhabitation can be, say, at a beach, because you have the sand and you have the ocean. A tween place also consists of when you're walking through a hall, which I personally call a hall of a forest. You have your trees on one side, and then you have your passageway on another. That's considered a tween place. That is where you can meditate and ground yourself. Do not immediately look for them. Just enjoy your third eye. When you look at a tree, or you look at sand, or you look at anything that resides in the sky, those are simple signs of fairies communicating with you. Fairies are so beautiful and so powerful. Like I said, not all of them enjoy our company. So if you decide to take a walk on the forest, do carry you some St. John's wort, because sometimes you can end up getting lost in that forest. Especially if you live in a big state such as Maine, Massachusetts, or Pennsylvania, please make sure that you walk with St. John's wort. This will prevent some unseelie fairies in the fairy court that can cause delirium and you end up getting lost. That will keep you in your tracks. When you take anything from the forest, as we did today, and I have here for you to see this. Ooh, we love this, don't we? This is from a banana leaf tree. This is called a banana flower. We use this in one of my favorite countries, India, okay? I'm not from India. I do have spirits from India, but because if you're from Guyana and Trinidad and different places, you do have Indian, not Native American I'm talking about, Indian ancestry. So thank you to Lord Shiva and Mother Durga, and thank you to Lakshmi and Ganesh. However, in going back to this, this is what we call, okay, a banana flower, okay? And this is another banana flower. When we received these banana flowers as a gift, we gave back. You have to give grain, you can give coins, you can tell the tree thank you. This banana flower, guys, is very, very sacred, okay? And you can actually eat this. I'm going to tell you how. There are videos, and I want you to look up cooking with banana flower. Banana flower, and where's the other one? Oh, my friend, you have it here for me. Thank you. Banana flower, it's a beautiful natural supplement, okay? You see this? These are little baby bananas, okay? So when you take this and you pull it, this banana flower, you soak it in water and lemon, and then you let it sit there for a little bit so it takes out the bitter taste. And then what it does is it gives you this delicious delirium of getting rid of anxiety, depression, and so forth. You can actually eat this raw, you see? See that? It has a bitter aftertaste. And that bitter aftertaste is much like a banana skin. So what you have to do is, when you peel it gently, okay? Look at this. So I'm lifting it up, I'm showing you. Okay, look at that. Wow. You can take this and you peel it and you drop this in water with lemon. Let it take out all the bitterness. Then what you can do is you can make it in your salad. In my country, in Guyana, where my family resides, I have the husk, so I have to take this out, okay? In my country, in Guyana, where my family resides, also in Trinidad, we use this in curry. So you take it, you let it soak, and you can saute in curry. If you have any feelings of depression, anxiety, if you have high blood sugar, thank you to the banana flower. Banana trees are very, very important in our lives, guys. Not only, and I have to just tell you and share you this here camote, okay? This here we can put outside of our front door with red palm oil or just like this, and we leave this for the spirits outside, what we call egun, okay? We leave this so the spirits can feel the essence of this, and once it gets ripe, it's so delicious and it's so sweet. This was also taken from the forest as God has given us gifts to eat, and we return this with natural grains and substances for the spirits of the forest as saying thank you. So this, for me in particular, once I put this either outside of my front door or I leave it on top of Orisha Sango, which we'll get into that a little bit later. So, with that being said, we're going to understand the proprieties in dealing with earth fairies. Ground yourself. You can sit outside. Once again, we went over the pine cones and the importance of a pine tree. You can lean against that tree and you can meditate. That tree, with permission of that tree, will take away any guilty feelings. This is the beauty of the fairy world. This is the beauty that we have to understand, which as humans, we became so industrial, we forgot about our fae folk. We forgot about them. When we have the ability to levitate from earth, thank you to the sylphs who have given us the opportunity to levitate in the air. That's very important. When you start meditating and you plug yourself in, not the matrix, plug yourself in spiritually. So when you levitate and you float, that's a different energy that's working with you. So when you want to get close to fairies and you want to gain their heart and gain their trust, you must truly mean it. So with that being said, clean up the environment. Start eating natural foods. All the colors of foods align with our chakras. When you see trees and plants, don't be afraid to lay some seeds there, not to look for anything in return. Most beautiful beings. And they show themselves and they manifest. However, there is some misunderstanding. For example, Maleficent. This is part of the unseelie court, who have been hurt by humans, who have lost trust in humans, but at the same time, there is one human as I'm watching you, and you, that a fairy will fall in love with and help to make the environment a better place. Those who invest in saving our planet, water, getting rid of those people that came together and cleaned all the oil spills to save the ocean. Those who cleaned the birds. Remember, Maleficent had a goddaughter who was human, and she gave her precedence over a fairy realm. So believing in fairies and understanding them is what's utmost important. Here's my true testimony. I have many. Here's a true testimony. I have this shell that is over 27 years old. This I received in Far Rockaway Beach. My grandmother told me, I have this silver ring here, and this was given by my sister, Yvonne in Georgia, and I had another one like it. She gave me two, and this is a pure silver ring. And my grandmother, may she rest in peace, she was like, don't wear silver out there. Don't wear silver, because the spirits of the sea are going to take that silver. And you know, when you're young, sometimes we don't tend to listen. And I went to the beach and my ring slipped right off my hand. I was really upset. And I walked along the beach looking back and forth. And something said, don't be sad. Don't be sad. Here's a gift. They also know the world is karmatic and universal. It's a circle of life. I have this 26 or 27 years later that was given to me from the fairies. And this is the gift in return. Do I thank it? Do I thank them? Do I manifest it? Now this here sits with my mother, Yemaya. Motupwe, my father, Chosi. My mother is Yemaya. And I'm born from Ochun. Different, okay, Orisha is different, but we all come together. There are different elements within Yemaya and Ochun that are mermaids, which we'll get into later. But look at this. This was given to me as a gift. Whenever you see a holy stone, I believe I had one somewhere here, and later on, as we'll continue going on into the fairy world, that was also another gift. When they gave me this is more priceless than gold or silver to me. It's a gift. They talk to us. It's not me bragging. You have had interactions with fairies too. You just don't know it, but you have. Fairies and Orishas and different spirits, they manifest and they reach out to us. They really do. So here, this is one testimony. Absolutely beautiful. There's many others. As we go into fairies and understanding, and you want to get closer to them, you can play. They deal with different notes. They deal with different stones. And they deal with different healing powers. Today, in understanding the gnomes and the leprechauns, as we know, leprechauns can be very tricky. When you see a rainbow, I say, thank you, Iris, because rainbows not only relate to Orisha, although to Ochumare, as energies are all entwined, but I say thank you, Iris, because the rainbow belongs to the fairy Iris as well, and a leprechaun is at the end of that pot. It's also God's promise. Do you see how we're all connected? We're all connected, and we all change through the seasons. Let's age and grow with beauty and wisdom, because beauty fades. It's the wisdom and the love that we carry so that we can elevate in your life of this one, the next one. Or if you decide to go back to your realm and not be in the cycle of this matrix, understand your connection to the spiritual world. Let's see what else I have to show you. This here is that this belongs to my son. This is the evil eye. This year we must focus on being positive. If you're always listening to someone that has something negative to say about someone, or keep going into the past, or they're always criticizing, this is not a good energy, guys. It's okay for us to complain. We're all human. But what's most important is give a resolution to change so you can become a revolution. I love you all. I'm asking, if you have any questions, make a comment below. I would like to hear some fairy stories. I would like to hear some interactions. Do remember, not all fairies have wings. Not all fairies, are very tiny. Some of them are very big like us. Some of them are banshees and warriors. Some of them don't like us at all. So with us, we can't just walk in an abandoned house. You may run into a red cap. We'll get into that later. I don't want to change the energy too much. They don't like to be trapped. They don't like to be hunted. Remember, it's important to elevate and clean yourself. I do make banyos. I make fairy banyos. I make fairy totems. I also do fairy prayers and fairy readings. So with all of that being said, understand and respect nature. Nature is yourself. Understand and respect your words, your mouth. I learned so much, guys, within the past 2 years, spiritually. There were many people that helped to lift me up, but the number one that lifted me up was the great Creator Almighty and my spirits. And the same for you. So many people I have seen this year that I have spoken to have changed for the better. And people do change. They have. But some are still stuck in a matrix. They'll complain, or they'll make, oh, I don't like this, and I don't. Well, hey, you're solitude. We have one umbilical cord. So when it's time, when we are born on this earth, we're one person coming in and out. Unplug yourself. Talk to the fairies. Fairies are the guardians of animals, trees, and let's see, flowers, and everything that has to do with nature. When you see a feather, pick it up. Not a penny, because we used to say that. When you see a feather, pick it up. All good day, you have good luck. In blessings, and I'm wishing you all blessings and love and peace. Let's focus on not always having to use the evil eye and jealousy and criticism and gossip. Let's focus on ourselves. Meditate and ground. This has helped me so much. You have to go through a tragedy in order to grow. Like, for example, Yeshua and Jesus was crucified. But guess what? He evolved and resurrected. If that's your belief. Buddha and all many people of the world in Orumila was in prison, and they evolved to somebody stronger. Be that stronger person. Be that inner strength. The time is now. The time is now. Don't get caught in materialism. Focus on your thoughts. Your thoughts is all of this, your atoms and your flesh. Focus on love. Love is the highest vibration. Man, I'm so thankful. I'm thankful for my family, that we've been through so many ups and downs. I'm thankful for my Ocha family. I'm thankful for my Palo family in Ocala. I'm thankful for all of the spiritual, very high spiritual people that have come together. We're unifying, guys. We're moving on top, and we're going to make this happen for the rest of our life. If I'm here today or I'm not here tomorrow, just know that I pray that everyone gets this message across, that I love you, you, and you. And all those who don't belong in my circle, goodbye. Because I'm moving to the top, and I want everybody to move with me. because we're unifying in love. Imagine those little kids in that little circle, and they're showing the need for love. Take care of the children, take care of the world, take care of yourself. Nobody deserves credit but your spirits and God, because we're all spiritual beings. So when you give me advice and I give you advice, hey, I'm just a bridge and I'm just flesh. It comes from your spirits. Don't let nobody hold you down or make you feel obligated or say, oh, you know what, I helped you, now you owe me for the rest of your life. No, God helped you. Yewa, Yahweh, Olodumare. I'm thankful for all of you. And I like to just share all these things. This is what I do make my fairy essences from. With love and peace, I put them in here. And I do sell them to people in different mannerisms of healing, of love and guidance. This is the energy that I work with. It's different. So Orisha energy is different from fairy energy that I work with. Okay? Also, too, when we talk about voodoo and different spirits, we'll get into that. I have to say thank you to all the spirits of voodoo, because that's a different energy. I have to say thank you to all the spirits of the Fae worlds. They gave me the blessing, and the Native Americans, and they're giving you the blessing. You guys have beautiful spirits with you, because if you didn't, you wouldn't listen to this long video. So with all that being said, namaste, namaste. I love